week 13. Okay. Hi, sis. Okay, so this is my belt buckle. And originally I did it in foam just like all my other pieces. But because it's where it hits, and if I were to bend or move, as you can tell, it would collapse. It would not hold up well if it was just the foam. So I did resin on it, and this is my first time doing resin. It's not perfect. You can kind of see it. Right, I struggled with the edges for some reason, but whole thing's casted. I don't quite care about the back not being perfect because it's going up against me. So it's going to be really hard to even see the back of this. So, I have a hockey puck. I'm so excited for this. Okay, I have got my fabric out. This is for my butt cape. This is the outer fabric. I might switch it and make this the inner so you see it from the front. I don't know. I won't have to mess with it when it's on. That's not my concern. I'm working on the general shape. So, with this chalk marker, I've came in and marked where I want my tears. Whether they're super long, super short. And these splotches, which these are going to be more holes. Okay, I had to bust out the second light for this. So bear with me because lighting is really hard for this. I decided to go gold on the inside. I just wasn't vibing with it much on the outside. I think it's just because of the big empty patch right here of no rips. Looked weird with that dotted print. So gold's on the inside, which I kind of like it randomly popping. But I mean, I went ham with these rips. And gradually, after I wash it and get it dried, it should have a lot more tethered strings. But I put it on with the boots to kind of see how far down it really goes, to see if it drags, and it barely doesn't. So that's pretty good on me. And one more thing, no belt loops, but I did do the same method of a line stitch, rip it, and just fed the belt through it. This is technically, my belt is the wrong way, it's inside out. There's another detail that I did not point out, which is on the belt, I did a lot of vertical stitches, just because, every like few inches. Just to give it that gridded look, and it gives it a lot more structure. But this is inside out because I have this lovely middle seam, whereas this side just has the vertical stitches. Okay, this is a random thing that I hadn't thought to do when I was doing the belt buckle, and I'm about to do my button so I can sew that onto my belt, but I'm doing a really thin layer of resin because I have a satin finish on my paint job. The resin's not sticking well to it, and I knew that when I was doing the belt, so I'm doing really thin so I can get like a really textured look of both satin and glossy, which I think is going to help sell this steel look. Okay, so I have to trim it down a little bit. This is, as I was working on this, the color wasn't matching right, and I think it's because I didn't have the best black base on this when I was doing it. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna repaint it and give it a new base. Tried the spray paint again, but then realized it's not the same size, even though I used the same template. I'm going to re-paper mache it tonight after I cut each one to be a little bit smaller, and redo the paint job on the gear. Okay, it's Monday morning. I'm in my garage. As you can tell, I did this last night. The fronts were just too big, as I showed, so I cut them down and I re-covered them in paper mache. I'm going to hit it a little bit with the texture spray paint, and then I want to paint this whole thing black because even the paint job isn't lining up right, which I had a hunch it wouldn't. So just kind of starting over on the paint job now. It is what it is. I'm not too worried because of how far I got on my wig, that this is just something that I gotta do and then let it dry. Do, then dry, do, then dry. So it's not too time consuming. It's just a lot of wait and dry time, which I kind of have since I'm working on other things for my cosplays. Okay, so this, you can kind of see it in when it's really reflecting the light. You can see the texture on it. And that there is what I like a lot about this. And I gotta say, up close, I'm not like the biggest fan of how this looks. Like when you are this close to it, seeing it, you do get the contrast of the satin finish and the super glossy resin. It's just more so when it's farther away. Like that right there. That is what I wanted. So I'm removing my shoe pieces so I can do the resin on them. And it reads super flat. Like, this is really nice. It's very nice paint job. But all those cracks come through when it is glossy. Like, the colors are definitely enhanced here. I also don't know if I explained these super well. I love these combat boots. I was not going to ruin these. I love these for Cyan. I love these for everyday wear. So I made lace-on applications. And there are straps that go on these. But again, they're not permanent. They're just tied on. And these are just little itty-bitty belt loops. These are made out of bias. The back is black felt. I sewed down one piece of 2mm foam onto the felt. The forward facing is also just 2mm foam. The front bangs, I'm saving those for like dead end last because I'm doing something special with those. And if I can't, I want to mimic these. If I can, that's going to be awesome. These are going to be really longer, softer peaks because he has like those random side pieces in front of his mask. All of this on the side and this side will be really softly short styled pieces, almost like the bottom layer that I have here. I'm going to trim them to kind of make natural sections themselves, put a little bit of product in it, just keep it soft and short, very short, and kind of rock a mohawk. I'm doing a try on. Sides are not done, front's not done, and the little section in the back isn't done. I have no clue if that looks good from the back. I mean, I've been working on it, so. Oh my god. It's Friday. The gear is fixed. I don't have it fully done. There's no felt. There's no holes. This needs all the attachments to hook onto the shoulder piece, but it matches the left one now. And the wig just has a few little touch-ups left. So it's pretty cool. And I am in love with the shape of it. I'm going in and I'm adding more of my black root wefts in spots that were very red. But otherwise, I'm coming in and finding any areas that are just need some TLC. Like back here, it needs a little bit more love. But otherwise, I have a really solid shape going on. And it looks really cool. Okay, so what is left? Well, I got touch-ups to do here. I have little connector things to do on that. I do have to go back and relace up my boots for that. And I think I'm going to come in and add extra connectors just for a little bit more safety on the bicep pieces. I need to come in on these and come up with some type of connector for that wraparound strap. And I have a face mask. I almost forgot that. I have my whole face mask and I do need to make my build book. But otherwise, I think that's it. Like, I think the big crafting is the face mask. Otherwise, it's digital work and small touch-ups. And cleanup. A lot of cleanup. So, I'm feeling really good. There's like 10 days. No, there's a lot longer than 10. Maybe like 2 weeks now, 14 days. Till PopCon. I have 2 weeks left, which means I got 2 more videos till Riot will be debuted.